but I try not to like write lines or headlines in the brainstorm. So that's just a sort of a quick overview.
Have you worked with all mediums before, like, or is it just those? Yeah, you have.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite?
It's funny. Like I worked in the interactive side for about 5 years, and technically we're more of a direct group here, so we kind of cover all mediums. So it's like TV, print. We haven't done any radio here, but TV, print, not online, and but yeah, I think interactive is probably or direct digital, whatever you call it, it's probably my favorite medium. It feels like it's still growing a lot. I mean, God, like it's unbelievable how quick things have changed. You know, 2 years ago, if you said the word Twitter, people would be like, yeah, I've heard of it. And now it's like, it's everywhere. It's everything. Not everything, but it's huge. Yeah. It's huge. And like, I mean, even, and how our programs are meant to kind of, you know, incorporate it, like, even if it's just a little symbol there, right? I mean, it's one thing, but it can impact entire programs now. Like, and anyways, I just feel like it's the most interesting, it's the most new, still got the most growth, even though it's grown so much in the last few years, and that's probably my favorite area to work in.
And what advice would you give to like students coming out of just graduating and looking for a job? Because I know it's pretty hard right now. Like my sister had a lot of problems coming out of graphic design and trying to get a job. So, what would the best advice to be to be getting a job?
To be getting a job, I think it starts with a good internship at a place that you can learn and actually do some work. I don't think you have to get hired where you have your internship, but it helps. I did that and I got lucky. I just didn't get hired right away. I did my internship, then they didn't have jobs, and I ended up getting one. I came in 2 recessions ago. But securing that internship and finding someone who can sponsor you in a sense, right? Like who will take you on. Not necessarily a creative director either, like a writer who can help, or an art director who can help guide you. You know, it's a tough industry. There's a lot of snakes, you know, like not just people. I mean, I guess snakes and pitfalls are a lot, you know, and I think it's easy to like kind of lose focus, especially at the beginning, and I see a lot of people with talent give up, you know, because it's that kind of a business where, you know, even if you're the most talented person, it doesn't mean you're going to get a job, which is shitty, right? But it's the reality. Like, you know, you have a bad day, you come up with some average things, and a creative director's not feeling good because he got in a fight with his wife or whatever, and he lets you go over it, you know? I mean, it happens, right? And it's pretty shitty, but it happens a lot. I mean, not that specific example, but, so I think an internship is very important, and I think what goes with internship is network, right? Like, I think that old adage, you know, like who you know, is so true. Like, this business is all about relationships, and again, you see people who've made it to the top, not necessarily the most talented, like it's not about just talent, like you have to have talent, you have to be good at what you do, of course, but that's sort of table stakes, right? Like you've got to be able to talk to people. If you're not a social person, this is going to be a tough gig for you, I think, you know, and then the third part of that would obviously be a decent portfolio. Like I think without the portfolio, the first 2 things don't matter.
So, but okay, one question.
Sure.
How many pieces do you think should go in a book?
It's pretty standard now, like, and it has been for a long time. You're looking, from what I remember, you're basically looking at 5 campaigns and a couple one-offs. So it's like, the traditional thing is, and this has changed a lot actually in the last little while, but it used to be, you know, 5 print campaigns, 3 executions each. So 15 ads, individual ads, however they look is up to you kind of thing. And then, again, if you have a couple one-off pieces that are just like great, an outdoor piece, maybe a TV script, maybe a whatever, but usually not, a guerrilla tactic or whatever, like a cool subway thing or whatever. But now I think creative directors are looking for probably the same, but, you know, if you're applying for specific jobs, like for example, if you're applying to our department, you know, they're going to want to see some digital stuff. So show some banner ideas, show some rich media things, try what would a Facebook thing, what would a Facebook promotion look like if you were going to execute it? Or maybe a Facebook and a banner campaign together. You know, simple, like keep it simple, try not to get too complex. Page takeovers are pretty common still, you know, where, you know, before the YouTube homepage loads up, you show like an over. So you can do that kind of stuff too, mixed in. I think it depends on what area you want to get into. Like if you want to get into like sort of more traditional mass stuff, you know, you can sort of focus on print and just show your chops there. But I think it's more open-ended now. Like you can kind of show the whole campaign if you can. The more parts of the campaign you can show, the better. So. Yeah.
And would you have any other advice to give to students, like maybe if struggling students or just anything else?
Want it more than everyone else.
Yeah.
If you want it more, nothing can stop you. You know, I think the first thing you said to me this morning, which I thought was really cool, was just like, you know, I really want to get into this. Ever since I was a kid, I mean, that kind of
drive.
That kind of drive, you know, like, and I think the key is like action, though, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if this is advice, but someone said this to me. It's like, you know, the world's not judging you on your intentions; it's judging you on your actions. And if you show up every day and you try your hardest, you're acting out of that drive, you'll get it. You know what I mean? You'll get it. I mean, it might take longer. You might have to take a long route. Maybe you don't. But if you take the action every day, and worry less about, you know, how people are perceiving you or how a specific interview went or any of that stuff, you'll be fine. You know, and just staying true to that cause, and you'll make it. But you know, how far are you willing to go to get that gig? You know, like, are you willing to work 16-hour days for a couple of months over the summer? Are you willing to read every book there is on advertising? Are you? I don't know. I mean, so some students are.
Yeah.
You know.
You said those books. Did you drop any names on books?
First, off the top of my head, I think one of the better copywriting books is Hey, What Will Squeeze This? Have you heard of it? It's written by a guy named Luke Sullivan who gives a great picture of advertising in general. I mean, he got into the industry, I think, early 90s, maybe late 80s. And I think, you know, advertising is a little different now, especially in the last 5 years. But it's a great kind of overview of what life is like in advertising from a writer's perspective. And I'd highly recommend that one if you're interested in being a writer. Yeah, man, it sounds like you're on the right track. Like, I feel like, you know, you have a good head for it. You're asking good questions, I think the thing is just keep doing what you're doing. You know, like, if you feel like the creative kind of urge, I would say start your book as soon as possible. Again, another piece of advice, you can take or leave, but school's awesome. But after I took a year, and I needed that year to kind of develop, but some people develop quicker, and if you're feeling like you have a great idea that you want to start, you know, and it leads to a portfolio that's starting to come together quicker than your program's finished, good. You know, like, school's awesome. You know what you learn, and most everyone will tell you the day you start real work, when you actually come and work at an agency, you're basically starting over. You know, like, sure, all those things are important to know, and sure, I mean, you know, case studies and examples and exercises and stuff to help you understand what's going on are good, but you get here and it's like, it's a different world, right? You have to start dealing with real people. Like, account people are screaming at you, you know, like, what do you mean? Why are you screaming? You know, I mean, that's an extreme example. It's pretty rare, but when someone's going, why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? You have to sit there calmly and kind of like go, these are the reasons why we're doing it, you know, because this is a good idea. Like, yeah, where do you don't learn?
So I think that pretty much wraps it up.
Cool.
We did. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, good luck.
And look forward to just really getting out there and hopefully finding a job and getting my book set up.
Let them know where you from. Rep it everywhere I go. Everybody from the coast.